Okay, today we're going to show you an Okamoto. This is a 16 by 32 DX. It's currently wired for 220 volts, 3-phase. It has over-the-wheel dresser and it has this nice big cooling system with it, plus all the splash guards and whatnot. It's running right now. The spindle is on, I believe. No, spindle's on now. That's your spindle. We want to start up our table. Start the table going. Of course, you got some dogs right here. You can adjust those out. Also, the saddle is moving in and out right now. You have a couple of dogs over here on the side to adjust for the length of the stroke, just like you adjust the stroke length there. Under here is the controls. This is the control for the over-the-wheel dresser. This is for your table, basically the speed. This is for your cross-feed, and this is for your incremental step of the cross-feed. Over here is your control center, your emergency stop, your hydraulics, your spindle, your coolant. You got your wrap it up and down buttons. You got your manual pulse generator, plus the different settings that you can put that in. Your edit mode for changing these numbers on here to put different numbers in. And you can reset this. So if we want to do a program, you could do two types of programs. Basically surface grinding, where you have the saddle moving in and out like it is now, or a plunge grind. So we could go from, with the mode selector switch here, to just our plunge grind or slot grinding, and that automatically stops the table. In the edit mode, I put in a value, say 10 thousandths, and I have my little program here set to feed 1 thousandths each pass. So each time we go back and forth, we're feeding down here thousandths until we get to 0, and then it does the spark out. You can set how many passes you want, and then the machine comes to a stop. Now there's also, you could also put a fine feed in there. I just have it shut off right now. You have a changeover point that I have at 0, and you have a fine feed increment that I have at 0. But if I wanted to, say, change over from a coarse feed at 1 thousandths before 0, and we're going to start feeding, say 5/10ths at a time, we're going to have a different program now. I got to go back into edit and put a value back in here, put 10 thousandths. We'll start the table and start the cycle. So now we go down to 1 thousandths each pass until we get to 1 thousandths. And then it's going to start its fine feed in the tenths. Now it's at 0 already, and it's going to do the spark out passes. Now the only thing different about the surface grinding program is, again, I got to switch over to surface grinding, have my dogs all set properly. I go into the edit mode here. I'll put a value in, say 4 thousandths, because this takes a bit longer. Now we start the table up, and we're moving the saddle again because I went to the surface grinding mode. And when we get to the reversal, we came down 1 thousandths just then. So it's going to do that each time it reverses now. This takes a while. That's why I generally just go over the plunge program. So there it went down to 1. I could shorten the dogs here, make it go a little quicker. Now we're at 2. And when it gets to 1 thousandths, it's going to start feeding finer increments right down to 0. Here it is at 1 thousandths above 0. Everything is incremental to 0. You actually touch off your workpiece, and you put, you put the size that it. You put what you want to remove from it, and it'll work its way down from there to 0. So now we've got 1/10 left on here. I have a little light bulb. This is just an indicator to say the power is on. It's either a red light or a green light or a yellow light, whatever you fancy. I just have to order one and put it in. That's why that hole is there. And now we're down to the last feed, which is actually 50 millionths. Again, a lot of people just want to grind with the one feed rate, and so they shut the fine feed off. If you want to use both feed rates, it has that capability. So now we're at 0. And we're going to do some empty passes depending on how many you have set here. It's going to go there and back, or there and back, and there and back. I only have it on 1 right now, and you know, it's going to go back and forth across our imaginary workpiece, and then park like before. And then I'll show you the dresser. This is called the spark out. Now that's finished. So the dresser up above is controlled with this lever in the center. You want to turn the table off, and you want to start it over here again. I don't know why it's like that, but that's how they designed it. And now I can come out and go over my wheel and dress it. Pretend we're dressing it, because I don't have any water. And then when we go back, this little spring-loaded mechanism is going to come into contact with that gear under the handle there, and it's going to advance the diamond. It's going to advance the diamond for your next dress. And the more you move this in and out with these adjustable knurled knobs, the bigger or smaller a dress increment you can have. So we come out, we go across the wheel, and then we come back in. This is all manual. Now your operator has to make up the difference of what he just took off the wheel. Basically, every time you grind a part on this, you're going to be touching it off anyway. You have to bring the wheel down, touch your workpiece, measure how much material you have to remove, and put that exact value in here. And this can take any kind of number that you need to put in. So it's a pretty nice machine, pretty simple to run. It's nice and quiet. This is original paint. I think I covered everything. Thank you very much.